And it's all public. You don't need Alex Jones to tell you it's coming anymore. Like a Mack truck, it just hit us. The end of the American Republic is here. Those aren't words, folks. That's what this is. We are being conquered. We are being usurped. And it's not like it's the Romans taking us over, and most of the time they were better than the group they were taking over. Being taken over by the Romans was a plus in many areas. This is not being taken over by nice people. The end of the American Republic is here. Dems announce new terrorism plan. That's a quote. It's the terrorism plan. It's not like your 401k or not like your vacation plan. No, this is the plan where you're the enemy from ever on. That's what all the surveillance grids are for and all of it. The end of the American Republic is here. Dems announce new terrorism plan that outlaws all opposition, creates one-party state. Now, if you're a TV viewer, you can see these stacks I have here. These giant 5-inch tall stack right here and others are their admissions on every point. The current FBI head, the former deputy director, all of them saying, quote, all Republicans are terrorists. All Trump supporters are terrorists. And they've announced the new unit, the new nationwide group that's going to watch you and going to control you and going to teach you that white people are bad. This is some sick, evil stuff.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones. Known since the dawn of civilization that a tyrant will always find a pretext for their tyranny.
January 6th insurrection. I know where I stand. I will not yield. I will not flinch. I will defend the right to vote. Our democracy against all enemies, foreign and, yes, domestic.
And so it goes in 2022 as an unyielding portion of the bureaucracy of the federal government of the United States, poisoned by visions of globalist totalitarian grandeur, fueled by the 109-year inhabitants of a foreign central banking cartel, will utilize their one-sided characterization of the staged events of January 6th to propel their quest for unlimited power.
During 2020, Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots all across the country, there were over 700 police officers injured by Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots. How many people have been charged with crimes of violence concerning those riots all across the country?
I don't have information on how many. I would say, hundreds of people have been charged, as Ms. Sanborn.
You would say, but you don't know. When we asked you why the Biden Department of Justice has such wildly disparate standards, we asked you why is it that you won't target the rioters and terrorists who firebomb cities across this country. The answer we got from the Department of Justice was shameful. On October 22nd, you came back and said, quote, the department has dedicated investigative and prosecutorial resources commensurate with the significance of these events. By significance, I guess it means the political benefit to the Biden White House.
Whether it's unconstitutional vaccine mandates and lockdowns resulting from gain-of-function research engineered by the seemingly untouchable Nuremberg Code violations of Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, you previously told this committee under oath that NIH and NIAID have never funded gain-of-function research with the EcoHealth Alliance. However, a report from the Department of Defense Inspector General released yesterday states that EcoHealth Alliance proposed DARPA in 2018 seeking funding to conduct gain-of-function research on bat-borne coronaviruses. This proposal, named Project Diffuse, DEFUSE, was rejected by DARPA because the project didn't address the current research's potential to violate the gain-of-function moratorium. Why did you tell the committee that your agency has never funded gain-of-function research? Why did your agency award this grant despite it being rejected by DARPA due to its concerns about violating the moratorium that was in place? And finally, will you commit today to release all records fully unredacted by the end of this week so Congress and the American people can know the truth about NIH's role and the origins of COVID-19?
You are totally incorrect.
Well, we look forward to reviewing it.
What a moment.
or the current war games being played out in rural North Carolina, where a realistic guerrilla war will be fought across 24 North Carolina counties in the coming weeks, with young soldiers battling seasoned freedom fighters, according to the U.S. Army. As the Charlotte Observer reported, known as Robin Sage, the exercises serve as a final test for Special Forces qualification course training. The setting is characterized by armed conflict, forcing the students to solve problems in a real-world setting. These military members act as realistic opposing forces and guerrilla freedom fighters, also known as the Pineland Resistance Movement. To add realism to the exercise, civilian volunteers throughout the state act as role players. Participation by these volunteers is crucial to the success of this training, and past trainees attest to the realism they add to the exercise. We now have a federal government deeming Americans demanding a redress of their grievances as domestic terrorists, meanwhile haphazardly attempting to pose as the saviors to protect the American people and its country club of career politicians, gaming the system from an informed patriotic majority, when everyone knows deep down in their gut that we must inevitably save ourselves from the unrelenting tyranny of a republic hijacked by a power-crazed sociopathic elitist establishment, drugged by institutionalized Marxism and dominated by foreign control.